The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel is a compelling exploration into the intersection of human behavior and financial decision-making. Released in 2020, this book quickly gained recognition for its insightful perspectives on money management, investing, and the psychological factors that influence our financial choices. One of the core themes of the book is the idea that understanding human behavior is crucial for achieving financial success. Housel emphasizes that while traditional finance often focuses solely on numbers and equations, it fails to account for the emotional and psychological aspects of money management. By delving into various psychological phenomena such as loss aversion, overconfidence, and hindsight bias, Housel illustrates how these cognitive biases can lead individuals astray in their financial endeavors. Through a series of engaging anecdotes and real-life examples, Housel illustrates how people's attitudes and behaviors toward money are shaped by their personal experiences, cultural backgrounds, and societal norms. He emphasizes the importance of adopting a long-term perspective and cultivating patience and discipline when it comes to investing. Moreover, he highlights the significance of understanding one's own risk tolerance and developing a rational approach to managing financial risks. One of the key takeaways from the book is the notion that wealth is not solely determined by one's income or investment returns, but rather by one's ability to make sound financial decisions over time. Housel argues that true financial success lies in mastering the art of behavior management, rather than attempting to outsmart the market or chase after short-term gains. The Psychology of Money offers valuable insights for both seasoned investors and individuals just starting on their financial journey. By shedding light on the psychological underpinnings of money-related decisions, Housel empowers readers to develop a healthier relationship with money and make more informed choices about their financial future. Overall, The Psychology of Money is a thought-provoking and practical guide that challenges conventional wisdom about wealth and offers timeless wisdom on how to achieve financial well-being in an unpredictable world. In the spotlight of life, money takes center stage, revealing its captivating drama through tales of contrasting fortunes. During my college years in Los Angeles, I served as a valet at a prestigious hotel where I encountered a tech executive, a prodigy in his own right. Despite his innovative genius, his relationship with wealth bordered on a peculiar blend of insecurity and extravagance. This executive flaunted his affluence recklessly, brandishing wads of cash like trophies to anyone within earshot. His ostentatious displays, fueled by intoxication and devoid of context, mirrored a facade of success teetering on the edge of folly. A whimsical impulse led him to frivolously toss gold coins into the ocean, a spectacle of excess that foretold his financial demise. In stark contrast, the story of Ronald Reed, a humble janitor from rural Vermont, speaks volumes about the enigmatic nature of wealth. Reed's unassuming life, characterized by modesty and diligence, belied his astonishing fortune amassed through prudent investments and unwavering patience. As Reed quietly tended to his duties, a Merrill Lynch executive, Richard Firestone, epitomized opulence with lavish excesses that ultimately led to his downfall. His grandiose mansion, a symbol of ostentation, crumbled under the weight of insurmountable debt, contrasting sharply with Reed's unpretentious abode. These narratives underscore a profound truth. Financial success transcends intellect, guided instead by the intricacies of human behavior. From Reed's unassuming wisdom to Firestone's hubristic downfall, the psychology of money emerges as a potent force shaping destinies. In dissecting these tales, I embarked on a journey of introspection, delving into the psyche of money with a fervent curiosity. Born from a decade of chronicling financial upheavals, my quest to unravel the mysteries of wealth led me to an epiphany. Finance defies conventional logic, driven instead by the capricious whims of human nature. Voltaire's timeless aphorism echoes through the annals of financial history, revealing a recurrent pattern of behavior amidst ever-changing circumstances. From the depths of the 2008 financial crisis to the heights of economic prosperity, our collective journey through the labyrinth of finance bears witness to the enduring truths of human nature. In 2018, I embarked on a quest to illuminate the shadows of financial psychology, penning a seminal report that resonated with over 1 million readers. Today, I invite you to delve deeper into this labyrinth as we unravel the 20 most intriguing facets of the psychology of money. Spanning 20 chapters, each narrative unveils a facet of financial psychology, inviting introspection and reflection. Unlike ponderous tomes that languish unread, this book offers concise insights, ensuring that every chapter resonates with clarity and purpose. So let us embark on this voyage of discovery, navigating the turbulent waters of wealth and wisdom. For in the grand theater of life, the psychology of money takes center stage, illuminating the human experience with its timeless truths. Chapter 1, titled No One's Crazy, delves into the complexities of human behavior and decision-making regarding money. The chapter emphasizes that while people may make seemingly irrational financial decisions, they are not crazy. Instead, these decisions are rooted in individuals' unique experiences, perspectives, and historical contexts. The chapter discusses how various factors such as upbringing, generation, economic conditions, and personal experiences shape individuals' views and behaviors towards money. It highlights that what may appear irrational to one person might make perfect sense to another based on their life circumstances and beliefs. Through examples spanning different generations and economic periods, the chapter illustrates how people's experiences with events like the Great Depression or periods of high inflation significantly influence their financial attitudes and decisions throughout their lives. Moreover, the chapter underscores the role of emotions, incentives, and societal changes in shaping financial behaviors. It argues that many financial decisions are influenced by personal history, pride, ego, and societal norms rather than rational analysis. The chapter also explores the relatively recent evolution of concepts such as retirement savings, college education, index funds, and consumer debt. It suggests that society's limited experience and understanding of these financial phenomena contribute to widespread financial misbehavior and decision-making challenges. Ultimately, the chapter concludes that while people may engage in what appears to be irrational financial behavior, they are simply navigating a complex and relatively new financial landscape based on their individual experiences and perspectives. It sets the stage for further exploration of human financial behavior and decision-making in subsequent chapters. Chapter 2 delves into the intertwined concepts of luck and risk, highlighting their significant impact on success and failure. It begins by illustrating the fortunate circumstances that shaped Bill Gates's path to success, stemming from his attendance at Lakeside School, which provided access to advanced computing resources in the late 1960s. Gates's story contrasts with that of his friend Kent Evans, whose promising future was cut short by a tragic mountaineering accident. The chapter emphasizes that luck and risk are two sides of the same coin, influencing outcomes in unpredictable ways. While Gates benefited from 1 in a million luck, Evans faced an equally improbable risk. Their contrasting experiences underscore the complex interplay of external forces beyond individual control. The narrative further explores how societal perceptions of success and failure often overlook the roles of luck and risk. While successes are celebrated as products of merit and skill, failures are often attributed solely to poor decisions or lack of effort. This oversimplified view fails to acknowledge the intricate dynamics of luck and risk that shape outcomes. The chapter concludes with a call to reevaluate how we perceive success and failure, advocating for a deeper understanding of the broader patterns that influence outcomes. It urges readers to recognize the significance of luck and risk in both personal and professional endeavors, encouraging humility in success and empathy in failure. Ultimately, Chapter 2 serves as a reminder that the true nature of success and failure is far more nuanced than meets the eye, and that acknowledging the roles of luck and risk is essential to navigating life's uncertainties. Chapter 3, titled Never Enough, discusses the concept of having enough in life, particularly in the context of wealth and success. The chapter begins with a story about Joseph Heller, the author of Catch-22, who responds to a billionaire's massive wealth by stating that he has something the billionaire will never have: enough. This notion of having enough is then explored through the stories of Rajat Gupta, a successful businessman convicted of insider trading, and Bernie Madoff, infamous for orchestrating a Ponzi scheme. Gupta and Madoff, despite their immense wealth and success, were driven by a relentless desire for more, leading them to engage in criminal activities. The chapter highlights the dangers of this mindset, emphasizing that risking what one already has for unnecessary gains is foolish and often leads to ruin. The narrative touches upon the phenomenon of social comparison and the endless pursuit of wealth, power, and prestige. The author argues that understanding when one has enough is crucial for happiness and fulfillment. Comparisons to others' wealth and achievements only lead to dissatisfaction and a never-ending cycle of desire. The chapter concludes with the idea that recognizing enough is essential for preserving one's reputation, freedom, relationships, and overall happiness. It emphasizes the importance of knowing when to stop taking unnecessary risks and finding contentment with what one already has. Chapter 3, titled Never Enough, discusses the concept of having enough in life, particularly in the context of wealth and success. The chapter begins with a story about Joseph Heller, the author of Catch-22, who responds to a billionaire's massive wealth by stating that he has something the billionaire. Chapter 4 explores the concept of compounding and how lessons from various fields, such as the study of ice ages, can offer insights into financial growth. The chapter starts with the discovery of the Earth's ice age history, revealing that small changes in conditions can lead to significant results over time. Scientists eventually attributed the cyclical ice ages to variations in the Earth's orbit and tilt, impacting solar radiation and leading to the accumulation or melting of snowpacks. The narrative then transitions to Warren Buffett's wealth accumulation, emphasizing that his success isn't merely due to investing skill, but also to the prolonged period over which he invested. Buffett's wealth grew substantially due to the compounding effect over several decades, highlighting the power of time in financial growth. Comparisons between Buffett and other investors, like Jim Simons, underscore how the duration of investment plays a crucial role in wealth accumulation. Despite Simons' higher annual returns, Buffett's longer investment timeline resulted in significantly greater wealth. The chapter further illustrates the counterintuitive nature of compounding, exemplified by the exponential growth in technology storage capacity over the years. Bill Gates's initial skepticism toward Gmail's gigabyte storage capacity highlights the difficulty in grasping compounding's potential. The narrative concludes by emphasizing the importance of understanding compounding's power and the need for patience in investment strategies. It suggests that consistent, sustainable returns over time are more valuable than short-term, high-yield investments. The chapter calls attention to the tendency to overlook compounding's significance, which can lead to misguided investment decisions. In essence, Chapter 4 underscores the transformative potential of compounding and the necessity of recognizing its long-term implications in various aspects of life, particularly in finance. Chapter 5 delves into the critical difference between getting wealthy and staying wealthy. It begins with contrasting stories of two investors during the Great Depression, Jesse Livermore and Abraham Dumansky. Livermore's successful shorting of the market made him extremely wealthy, while Dumansky's heavy investments led to ruin and possibly his demise. Livermore's initial success, however, turned into financial ruin due to overconfidence and excessive risk-taking. The chapter emphasizes the importance of the survival mentality in managing wealth, highlighting Warren Buffett's longevity and consistency as key factors in his success. The story of Rick Guerin, who failed to stay wealthy due to impatience and leverage, further illustrates the point. The chapter stresses that survival, not growth or insight, is the cornerstone of financial success. It emphasizes the importance of a survival mindset in investing, career, and business ownership. Key points include understanding the counterintuitive nature of compounding, embracing a margin of safety in financial planning, and maintaining a barbell personality combining optimism with short-term paranoia. Ultimately, the chapter underscores the necessity of humility, fear, and frugality in staying wealthy, as opposed to the risk-taking and optimism often associated with getting wealthy. It warns against the dangers of complacency and overconfidence, urging readers to prioritize survival above all else in their financial endeavors. Chapter 6 narrates the journey of Heinz Berggruen, who fled Nazi Germany in 1936 and settled in America. Despite showing no particular promise in his youth, Berggruen became one of the most successful art dealers by the 1990s. In 2000, he sold part of his massive art collection to the German government for over 100 million euros, a bargain considering its private market value exceeded $1 billion. The chapter explores how great investors operate similarly to index funds, buying vast quantities of art or stocks and waiting for a few winners to emerge, driving most of the returns. It emphasizes the significance of tails in finance, where a small number of events account for the majority of outcomes. Using examples from Disney's success with Snow White to the distribution of returns in venture capital and public companies, the chapter illustrates how most success stories stem from tail events. Even established corporations like Carol Co. can experience catastrophic failure, showcasing the volatile nature of success. Investors are advised to focus on the few critical moments of decision-making, as highlighted by examples from the 2008 financial crisis. The chapter concludes with insights from renowned investors like Peter Lynch and Warren Buffett, emphasizing that success often arises from a few significant decisions amidst numerous failures. Ultimately, the chapter underscores the importance of understanding how tails drive success in business, investing, and finance, urging readers to accept the normalcy of failure and setbacks on the path to success. Chapter 7 explores the concept of freedom as the highest form of wealth and its correlation with happiness. The ability to control one's life, to do what one wants, when they want, with whom they want, is emphasized as priceless. Angus Campbell's research highlights that having a strong sense of control over one's life is a more reliable predictor of well-being than objective conditions like salary or housing size. The narrative discusses how money's greatest intrinsic value lies in providing control over time, offering examples ranging from taking time off work when sick to retiring when desired. Personal anecdotes, such as a disillusionment with a high-paying but demanding job, illustrate how control over one's time is essential for happiness. Psychologists term the feeling of loss of control reactance, emphasizing the importance of aligning money towards a lifestyle that allows personal freedom. The chapter also contrasts historical wealth increases with diminishing control over time, particularly in modern knowledge-based jobs where work is continuous and pervasive due to technology. Despite greater wealth, happiness levels have not significantly increased. The importance of acknowledging what truly makes people happy, such as quality relationships and unstructured time with loved ones, is emphasized over material wealth. In summary, the chapter posits that controlling one's time is the highest dividend money can pay, and it is crucial for personal happiness and well-being. Chapter 8. The Paradox of the Man in the Car. Among the myriad joys of being a valet, one stands out, the chance to maneuver some of the most exquisite automobiles ever crafted. Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Rolls-Royces, the aristocracy of the automotive world paraded before me daily. Owning one of these vehicles had long been a dream, a symbol of success and status that seemed to speak volumes to others. Yet amidst the glimmer of polished chrome and sleek curves, I found myself seldom paying attention to the drivers. The allure of wealth lies not only in its material trappings, but also in the perception it creates. We seek riches not just for their own sake, but as a means to garner admiration and respect. Paradoxically, however, those we hope to impress often remain indifferent, their gaze fixed not on us, but on the possessions we flaunt. In a letter to my son, written in the wake of his birth, I offered him a different perspective. Expensive cars, luxury watches, grand estates, these, I cautioned, are not the keys to earning genuine esteem. Rather, it is the virtues of humility, kindness, and empathy that truly command respect, far surpassing the fleeting allure of material wealth. Reflecting on my time as a valet, I realized that those who arrived in Ferraris likely assumed they were the center of attention, basking in the admiration of onlookers. Yet, unbeknownst to them, my admiration was reserved not for the drivers, but for the vehicles themselves. symbols of power and prestige detached from their human operators. This paradox extends beyond the realm of automobiles to encompass all manifestations of affluence, grand estates, opulent jewelry, haute couture. The pursuit of wealth is not to be forsaken, nor the enjoyment of its trappings denied. However, it is essential to recognize that true respect and admiration are earned through qualities of character rather than the horsepower of one's possessions. As we delve deeper into this paradox, exploring further tales of fast cars and the enigmatic figures who inhabit them, we come to understand that the pursuit of respect and admiration demands a subtler approach, one rooted in authenticity rather than ostentation. Chapter 9. Unseen Wealth Money. Money embodies numerous ironies, and among the most profound is this: wealth lies in the unseen. During my stint as a valet in mid-2000s Los Angeles, a city where material appearances trumped nearly everything, I encountered a striking truth. Witnessing a Ferrari cruising by, one might naturally presume the owner's affluence, even without paying much heed. However, as I acquainted myself with some of these individuals, I uncovered a different reality. Many were merely average achievers, allocating a significant chunk of their earnings towards a flashy car. One such individual, whom we'll dub Roger, comes to mind. Roughly my age, Roger's profession remained a mystery to me. Yet his Porsche spoke volumes, inviting assumptions. Then one day, Roger showed up in an old Honda. The following week, the same, and the week after. "What happened to your Porsche?" I inquired. "Repossessed," he replied matter-of-factly, revealing no shred of embarrassment. His response resembled a casual play-by-play. Any presumptions about him proved erroneous. Los Angeles teems with people like Roger. Someone driving a $100,000 vehicle might appear affluent. However, all you truly ascertain is that they possess $100,000 less than before, or perhaps $100,000 more in debt. Our inclination to assess wealth by external markers stems from the absence of visibility into others' financial accounts. Consequently, we rely on outward displays to gauge prosperity: cars, homes, Instagram posts. Modern capitalism nurtures the industry of feigning affluence until one attains it. Nevertheless, true wealth lies in what eludes our sight: the luxury cars unacquired, the diamonds unpurchased, the watches unworn, the forsaken designer clothes, and the declined first-class upgrades. Wealth constitutes financial assets yet to metamorphose into visible possessions. This perception eludes us because the unseen lacks context. Consider singer Rihanna's brush with bankruptcy due to extravagant spending, prompting her to sue her financial advisor. When the advisor retorted, questioning the necessity of stating the obvious, "Spending money diminishes wealth," laughter might ensue, yet the answer rings true. Many aspire to be millionaires without realizing that their aspiration often translates to a desire to exhaust $1 million, which contradicts amassing wealth. Investor Bill Mann once noted, "There is no faster way to feel rich than to spend lavishly on exquisite items." However, true richness entails prudent expenditure within one's means. The path to wealth transcends mere accumulation. It necessitates refraining from spending what one possesses. This principle not only fosters wealth accumulation, but embodies its essence. Distinguishing between wealth and riches transcends mere semantics. It underpins countless prudent financial decisions. Riches pertain to current income. Consequently, someone driving a $100,000 car likely boasts a substantial income, enabling them to afford such luxury. Identifying the rich is facile. They often flaunt their affluence. Conversely, wealth remains concealed. Unspent income signifies its presence. Wealth affords options, flexibility, and potential growth, enabling future acquisitions surpassing current means. Analogous to diet and exercise, wealth accrues through disciplined restraint. Yet, finding wealthy role models proves arduous. Their success remains veiled. Despite outward displays of opulence, true wealth evades visibility. The savings, retirement accounts, and investment portfolios remain concealed. The desire for wealth, fueled by aspirations for freedom and flexibility, contrasts with societal conditioning equating money with expenditure. Consequently, learning the art of wealth accumulation remains challenging as it hinges on observing the unseen. Ronald Reagan exemplifies this paradox. Lionized posthumously, his wealth remained obscure during his lifetime, hindering emulation and learning. Imagine learning to write without reading great authors. Inspiration dwindles, admiration wanes, and guidance falters. Similarly, understanding and emulating wealth building proved daunting when obscured by invisibility. Many seemingly modest individuals possess hidden wealth, while ostensible affluence masks precarious financial positions. In summary, wealth comprises the unspent, an asset often overlooked amid conspicuous consumption. To appreciate its value is to embrace saving, a discipline essential for nurturing true prosperity. In Chapter 10, let's talk about saving money. Allow me to persuade you on the importance of saving money. It shouldn't take much time. Yet, it's a peculiar task, isn't it? Shouldn't people naturally want to save money? From my observation, many need convincing. Once people reach a certain income level, they typically fall into three groups: those who save, those who believe they can't, and those who believe they don't need to. Let's start with a simple but often overlooked concept. Building wealth is less about your income or investment returns and more about your savings rate. Consider the analogy of the 1970s oil crisis. Despite fears of running out of oil, we managed to avert disaster not just by finding more oil, but primarily by making our cars, factories, and homes more energy efficient. Similarly, increasing your wealth isn't solely about earning more money, but also about using what you have more efficiently. While finding more energy resources is uncertain and beyond our control, becoming more efficient with our energy usage is within our grasp. Likewise, while investment returns can lead to wealth, they're uncertain and influenced by various factors. On the other hand, personal savings and frugality are more controllable and reliably effective over time. Consider this: if you view wealth building as dependent on increasing income or achieving high investment returns, you may feel overwhelmed and out of control. However, if you see it as driven by your own frugality and efficiency, the path becomes clearer. Wealth isn't merely about having more money, it's about having more than you need. And you can build wealth without a high income, but not without a high savings rate. Furthermore, the value of wealth is relative to your needs. Even if someone earns higher investment returns than you, if you're more efficient with your money and require less to be happy, you're ultimately better off. This principle applies to incomes as well. Learning to be content with less money creates a significant gap between what you have and what you desire, offering more control over your finances. Many individuals spend countless hours and resources chasing marginal increases in investment returns when they could achieve more significant results by simply reducing lifestyle expenses. While high investment returns and hefty paychecks are desirable, they often require substantial effort and carry uncertainties. Conversely, controlling spending through humility and frugality offers a more reliable path to financial success. In essence, saving money isn't solely about achieving specific goals, like buying a house or retiring comfortably. It's a hedge against life's uncertainties and offers the intangible benefits of flexibility and control over your time. Every dollar saved is a point in the future reclaimed for yourself, providing opportunities and reducing reliance on external factors. As the world becomes more interconnected, competition expands globally, making it essential to stand out. In this context, flexibility becomes a valuable asset, allowing you to seize opportunities, adapt to changing circumstances, and find your niche. In a world where intelligence alone isn't always enough, having control over your time and options becomes increasingly valuable. Therefore, more people should prioritize saving money, recognizing its crucial role in providing security, flexibility, and control over one's future. And perhaps equally important, we should stop relying solely on rationality, understanding that emotions and behaviors play significant roles in financial decisions. Chapter 11: Reason over Rationality. In the realm of financial decision-making, it's crucial to recognize the distinction between being rational and being reasonable. You're not merely a set of numbers to be calculated like a spreadsheet. You're a human being, flawed and emotional. It took me some time to grasp this concept fully, but once I did, I realized its paramount importance in finance. Along with this understanding comes a point often overlooked: strive not for cold rationality, but for practical reasonableness. Being reasonable is not only more attainable, but also more aligned with reality, offering a greater chance of consistency over the long term, which is paramount in effective money management. To illustrate this point, let me share the story of Julius Wagner Yarg, a 19th century psychiatrist with a unique approach. Wagner Yarg specialized in treating patients with severe neurosyphilis, a condition considered fatal with no known cure at the time. Despite the grim prognosis, he noticed a curious pattern. Patients who experienced prolonged fevers from unrelated illnesses tended to show signs of recovery from syphilis. Recognizing the potential significance of this observation, Wagner Yarg embarked on a daring experiment. He began injecting patients with weakened strains of typhoid, malaria, and smallpox to induce fevers strong enough to combat syphilis. While the method was perilous, with some patients succumbing to the treatment, Wagner Yarg persisted. Eventually, he refined his approach, settling on a milder form of malaria that could be countered with quinine after inducing the necessary fever. Remarkably, his experiment proved successful, with a significantly higher recovery rate among syphilis patients treated with malaria therapy compared to those left untreated. For his groundbreaking work, Wagner Yarg was awarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine in 1927. Although the advent of penicillin rendered Wagner Yarg's malaria therapy obsolete, his pioneering insight into the role of fevers in combating infection remains significant. Fevers, long feared and misunderstood, are now recognized for their beneficial effects on the body's immune response. Scientific research has shown that even a slight increase in body temperature can drastically slow the replication of certain viruses and improve patient outcomes. Yet, despite this knowledge, fevers are commonly viewed as a nuisance to be swiftly eliminated through medication. This discrepancy between scientific understanding and common perception highlights a fundamental truth. What may be technically rational may not always be reasonable in practice. Similarly, in the realm of finance, the pursuit of mathematical optimization often neglects the human element inherent in decision-making. While academic finance emphasizes finding the most efficient investment strategies on paper, real-world investors prioritize strategies that align with their emotional comfort and personal circumstances. Harry Markowitz, Nobel laureate and pioneer of modern portfolio theory, exemplifies this principle. Despite his groundbreaking research on risk and return, Markowitz acknowledged the role of emotion in his own investment approach. Rather than strictly adhering to mathematical models, he sought to minimize future regret, a subjective yet profoundly human consideration. Markowitz's pragmatic approach underscores the importance of being reasonable rather than purely rational when managing investments. Moreover, the concept of loving one's investments may seem unconventional in traditional finance, where detachment is often equated with rationality. However, embracing emotional attachment to investment choices can serve as a powerful motivator for enduring market downturns and staying committed to long-term strategies. Investors who feel a genuine connection to their chosen investments are more likely to weather volatility and resist the temptation to abandon ship during challenging times. This emotional resilience, while difficult to quantify, can ultimately lead to superior investment outcomes over time. In conclusion, while rationality has its place in financial analysis, it is reasonableness that ultimately guides prudent decision-making. By acknowledging the human factors at play and prioritizing practicality over theoretical perfection, investors can navigate the complexities of the market with greater confidence and resilience. As Jack Bogle astutely observed, life isn't always consistent, and neither are our financial decisions. Embracing this inherent variability with a spirit of reasonableness can lead to more fulfilling and successful outcomes in the world of finance. Chapter 12, Surprise, discusses the inherent unpredictability of the future, especially in economics and investing. The chapter challenges the common reliance on historical data as a guide to future events, emphasizing that while history offers valuable insights, it cannot predict unprecedented events or structural changes. Investors often fall into the trap of assuming that past patterns will repeat themselves, but the reality is that the world is constantly evolving, and surprises are inevitable. The chapter highlights the importance of recognizing the limitations of historical data, particularly in the face of significant structural changes like the rise of new financial instruments or industries. It also critiques traditional investment strategies based on historical formulas, noting that what worked in the past may not be relevant or effective in today's dynamic environment. Ultimately, the chapter encourages a nuanced approach to understanding history's role in shaping economic and investment decisions. While general principles about human behavior and market dynamics remain relevant, specific trends and strategies require ongoing adaptation and flexibility. The chapter sets the stage for a discussion on how to approach the future in the subsequent chapter. Chapter 13: Allowing for Mistakes. Among the unexpected sources of wisdom in financial management lies within the realm of Las Vegas casinos. While not common among all players, a small group of blackjack enthusiasts who employ card-counting techniques can impart invaluable lessons about money management. At the core of their strategy lies the crucial concept of allowing room for error. The premise of blackjack card counting is simple. While the dealer's next card remains uncertain, by keeping track of dealt cards, players can estimate the likelihood of certain cards remaining in the deck. This knowledge guides their betting decisions, betting more when odds favor them and less when they don't. The mechanics of card counting are less important than the mindset it fosters, recognizing the game's inherent uncertainty. Card counters understand that while they may feel confident in their predictions, there's always a chance of being wrong. Their success hinges on acknowledging this uncertainty and adjusting their approach accordingly. They refrain from betting recklessly, even when odds appear favorable, knowing that overconfidence can lead to significant losses. The strategy of card counting subtly shifts the odds in the player's favor, but it's essential not to overextend oneself. Betting too heavily, even with favorable odds, can deplete one's resources and jeopardize future play. In the world of gambling, there's never a moment when certainty allows for reckless betting. Hence, room for error is essential. Kevin Lewis, a prominent figure in card counting depicted in Bringing Down the House, elaborates on this philosophy. While card counting statistically improves one's chances, it doesn't guarantee victory in every hand or casino visit. Therefore, it's crucial to have sufficient funds to weather any unfavorable swings of luck. Even with a perceived edge over the house, losses are inevitable. Hence, maintaining a financial cushion is imperative. It's recommended to have at least 100 basic units of currency to withstand fluctuations. This principle underscores the need for prudence and preparedness in financial endeavors. Benjamin Graham's concept of margin of safety aligns with this philosophy. By leaving a buffer between expected outcomes and potential risks, one mitigates the impact of unforeseen events. Graham's wisdom emphasizes the importance of embracing uncertainty and preparing for the unexpected. Applying this principle to investment strategies, it's prudent to factor in room for error when estimating future returns. While historical data provides a foundation, assuming lower returns than past averages ensures a safety net against adverse outcomes. This margin of safety allows for peace of mind and guards against potential disappointments. In essence, optimism should be tempered with caution, particularly when facing financial risks. While taking risks is necessary for growth, they should never jeopardize one's financial stability. Leverage, in particular, amplifies routine risks into potential ruin, underscoring the importance of prudence. Moreover, preparing for unknown risks is as crucial as mitigating known ones. Single points of failure can lead to catastrophic outcomes, making diversification and contingency planning essential. By saving without a specific purpose and maintaining a financial cushion, individuals can navigate unforeseen challenges with resilience. In summary, allowing room for error is not a sign of conservatism, but of wisdom. It acknowledges the inherent uncertainties of life and finances, advocating for preparedness and prudence. By embracing this principle, individuals can safeguard their financial well-being and thrive amidst uncertainty. Chapter 14 marks a pivotal point of transformation. In my upbringing, I was closely acquainted with a friend who lacked the privileges or innate brilliance often associated with success, yet he embodied unparalleled diligence. These individuals, navigating life's challenges with raw determination, possess invaluable lessons as they intimately grasp every nuance of the journey towards achievement. Despite the daunting odds stacked against him, his adolescent aspiration and fervent dream were to become a doctor. It would be charitable to say that his path was anything but arduous. Few deemed it a plausible feat. However, he defied expectations, albeit a decade older than his peers. He eventually ascended to the esteemed profession of medicine. What profound fulfillment accompanies the journey from humble beginnings, surmounting the rigorous trials of medical school, to attaining one of society's noblest callings against all odds. Reflecting on a conversation with him years later, it struck me profoundly. Amidst the casual exchange of long time no talk and inquiries about his career, a somber reality unveiled itself. He described his career as awful, a sentiment echoed for 10 minutes. The relentless stress and demanding hours had eroded his spirit. Curiously, he seemed as disheartened by his current state as he was driven towards his aspirations 15 years prior. Embedded within human psychology lies a fundamental truth. We are often poor prognosticators of our future selves. Envisioning goals is effortless and exhilarating. However, contemplating these aspirations amidst the harsh realities of life's demands paints a starkly different picture. This psychological quirk profoundly impacts our capacity to chart long-term financial trajectories. Consider the typical trajectory of life goals. A young child yearns to operate a tractor, their naive understanding of an ideal occupation confined to the allure of a big machine. Yet, as they mature, aspirations evolve. The tractor driver may envision a career as a lawyer, spurred by perceptions of prestige and financial gain. However, the realities of such a profession, characterized by grueling hours and familial detachment, may prompt a reassessment. Subsequently, one might opt for a career affording flexibility, only to confront the financial strains of childcare and retirement planning later in life. The cyclical nature of evolving aspirations underscores the challenge of long-term financial planning. The end of history illusion elucidates this phenomenon. We are acutely aware of our past transformations, but grossly underestimate the extent of future changes in desires and goals. Daniel Gilbert's research underscores this tendency, revealing our propensity to underestimate personal evolution from adolescence to late adulthood. Navigating this dynamic landscape poses a challenge to sustaining financial plans. Charlie Munger's adage on compounding underscores the importance of continuity. Yet, in a world where aspirations shift and priorities evolve, maintaining unwavering commitment becomes increasingly challenging. Successful individuals like Ronald Reagan and Warren Buffett exemplify the power of consistency over decades. However, for many, the prospect of dedicating a lifetime to a singular pursuit seems untenable. Our lives, marked by multifaceted evolution, yield distinct chapters, each demanding unique financial considerations. The pursuit of financial equilibrium, therefore, becomes paramount. Balancing savings, leisure time, career pursuits, and familial obligations mitigates the risk of future regret. Acknowledging the inevitability of change fosters adaptability, enabling timely adjustments to financial plans. The concept of sunk costs looms large in this context. Anchoring decisions to past investments inhibits future growth and perpetuates a cycle of regret. Embracing the notion that financial goals should evolve with personal growth allows for ruthless abandonment of outdated aspirations, facilitating a return to the path of compounding. In essence, navigating the ever-changing landscape of financial planning demands a nuanced approach. Embracing adaptability, acknowledging the impermanence of aspirations, and fostering endurance amidst life's vicissitudes lay the foundation for a resilient and fulfilling financial journey. In Chapter 15, the truth resounds. Nothing comes without a cost. Every endeavor, especially those entwined with money, bears a price tag. The challenge lies in discerning this cost and summoning the courage to meet it head-on. Often, however, the true price remains elusive until experienced firsthand, like an overdue bill. Consider General Electric, a titan of industry in 2004, with a valuation exceeding $1/3 trillion. It epitomized corporate dominance for a decade, until its abrupt downfall during the 2008 financial crisis. GE's financing arm, responsible for over half its profits, spiraled into chaos, ultimately sold off for scraps. Ill-fated ventures in oil and energy further eroded its fortunes. leading to billions in write-offs. The blame fell squarely on CEO Jeff Immelt, who bore the brunt of criticism for poor leadership, misguided acquisitions, dividend cuts, layoffs, and plummeting stock prices. His resignation in 2017 marked the end of an era, yet Immelt left a parting insight. The complexity of leadership only reveals itself when you're in the thick of it. Indeed, navigating the maze of conflicting demands from stakeholders, investors, regulators, unions, and entrenched bureaucracy is a Herculean task. Success often seems deceptively simple from the sidelines, but the reality of challenges faced by those in the trenches is invisible to the casual observer. Immelt's successor, lasting a mere 14 months, learned this harsh lesson firsthand. In theory, many tasks appear straightforward, yet practice proves otherwise. Overconfidence often blinds us to the true price of success, hindering our ability to pay it. Consider investing. The S&P 500 multiplied 119-fold over 5 decades, enticing many to believe in effortless wealth accumulation. Yet, successful investing demands a currency beyond dollars. Volatility, fear, doubt, uncertainty, and regret, the hidden costs lurking behind market returns. Attempting to circumvent these costs leads down a perilous path akin to shoplifting. Just as stealing a car carries consequences, seeking investment rewards without paying the price courts disaster. The temptation to evade volatility leads many to employ tactics akin to Grand Theft Auto in the financial realm, strategies doomed to fail. Take General Electric's saga under former CEO Jack Welch, who prioritized meeting Wall Street's quarterly expectations above all else. His accounting maneuvers, though once lauded for consistency and predictability, concealed the true cost of GE's operations. When the bill finally came due, shareholders bore the brunt of losses, shielded by Welch's smoke and mirrors. Similarly, Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae's manipulation of earnings obscured the true price of their stability, ultimately resulting in catastrophic consequences. Yet despite these cautionary tales, many investors persist in seeking returns without accepting the inherent costs of volatility and uncertainty. Volatility in markets, like fees at Disneyland, is the admission price for potential returns. Viewing it as a fine only breeds fear and reluctance. Embracing volatility as the cost of admission allows investors to weather storms and reap the rewards of long-term growth. In the end, success demands a price, whether in the form of financial investments or life's endeavors. Finding the courage to pay that price, rather than seeking shortcuts, is the true key to lasting prosperity. In Chapter 16, the bursting of the dot-com bubble in the early 2000s and the subsequent collapse of the housing market wiped out a staggering $6.2 trillion and $8 trillion of household wealth, respectively. The social impact of financial bubbles cannot be overstated. They wreak havoc on lives. But why do these bubbles occur and why do they persist? The common explanation is greed, an inherent trait in human nature. While this holds some truth, it's overly simplistic. Financial decisions, even regrettable ones, are often made with limited information and skewed logic that made sense at the time. Attributing bubbles solely to greed overlooks important insights into how and why individuals rationalize seemingly greedy actions. Unlike diagnosing cancer, where clear warnings are given, bubbles resemble the rise and fall of political parties, known in hindsight, yet with disputed causes. Competition for investment returns ensures that someone holds every asset at any given time, making the notion of bubbles contentious. No one wants to believe they own an overvalued asset. Bubbles persist because investors, each with different goals and time horizons, interpret asset prices differently. The notion of a single rational price for assets ignores the diverse objectives of investors. For instance, the price one should pay for Google stock varies depending on one's investment horizon, be it 30 years, 10 years, or even a day. When investors have divergent timeframes, seemingly irrational prices may make sense within their respective contexts. The dot-com bubble of the 1990s exemplifies this phenomenon. While some viewed sky-high valuations of tech stocks as absurd, others with shorter time horizons found them reasonable. Day traders, for instance, cared little about long-term prospects. Their focus was on short-term gains driven by momentum. As short-term traders flood the market, the balance shifts from long-term to short-term investing, perpetuating the bubble. Similarly, during the mid-2000s housing bubble, individuals engaged in flipping properties for quick profits, disregarding long-term fundamentals. The surge in house flipping exemplifies how short-term trading distorts markets, with investors fixated on immediate gains rather than sustainable growth. Critics may condemn such behavior as speculative and irresponsible, but not all participants are irrational. Bubbles emerge not from irrational long-term investing, but from rational moves towards short-term trading, capitalizing on momentum. Investors chase profits, and in the short term, they operate in a realm where traditional valuation metrics hold little sway. The example of Cisco Systems stock in 1999 illustrates this disconnect. While day traders pushed its price to astronomical levels, long-term investors found themselves inadvertently caught in the frenzy, unaware that they were playing different games. This collision of strategies often leads to financial harm. Many investment decisions hinge on observing others and either emulating or contravening their actions. However, when motivations are opaque, predicting behavior or anticipating change becomes challenging. Thus, understanding one's own time horizon and resisting the influence of those playing different games is crucial in navigating financial markets. Identifying the game one is playing with their investments is paramount. Whether it's passive investing for long-term growth or day trading for short-term gains, clarity of purpose shields against external pressures and distractions. By focusing on one's objectives and disregarding noise, one can steer clear of the pitfalls of market sentiment. In the subsequent chapter, we delve into the role of pessimism in investment decisions. Chapter 17: The Temptation of Pessimism. Optimism is often touted as the preferred outlook, given the world's tendency to improve for most people over time. Yet pessimism holds a unique allure. It's not just more prevalent than optimism, it also exudes an air of intellectual sophistication, drawing more attention than its hopeful counterpart, which is sometimes dismissed as naive. Before delving deeper, let's clarify what optimism truly entails. Genuine optimists don't naively believe everything will always turn out perfectly. That's mere complacency. Optimism is rooted in the belief that, despite setbacks, the odds favor positive outcomes over time. It rests on the simple notion that most individuals wake up each morning striving to improve their circumstances, rather than wreak havoc. A pragmatic approach that, while not foolproof, is the most rational choice for many. Renowned statistician Hans Rosling once humorously quipped, "I am not an optimist. I am a very serious possible list." However, despite the appeal of pessimism, it's worth exploring why optimism's more compelling sibling often garners disproportionate attention. Consider December 29, 2008, a tumultuous time for the global economy. As markets crashed and unemployment soared, the Wall Street Journal featured a striking forecast by Russian professor Igor Penderin. His predictions, akin to science fiction, envisioned a fractured United States and geopolitical upheaval. Surprisingly, such pessimistic forecasts tend to command more immediate attention and credibility than optimistic projections, regardless of their validity. History offers ample examples of dire predictions that captured public imagination, while optimistic forecasts were met with skepticism. Take post-war Japan as an illustration. Devastated by conflict, famine, and economic collapse, the notion of a prosperous future seemed far-fetched. Yet, within a generation, Japan emerged as an economic powerhouse, defying pessimistic expectations. Why does pessimism often overshadow optimism? It boils down to psychology and perception. People instinctively prioritize avoiding losses over seeking gains, an evolutionary trait that predisposes us to heed warnings of impending doom. In the realm of finance, where money is ubiquitous and market fluctuations affect all, pessimism's allure is particularly potent. Financial pessimism is also fueled by the immediacy of setbacks compared to the gradual progress of success. Catastrophes capture attention swiftly, while progress unfolds gradually, often escaping notice. Consider the transformative impact of the Wright brothers' invention of the airplane, a feat initially dismissed as impossible. Despite its monumental significance, it took years for the world to grasp its potential, while setbacks like accidents garnered immediate attention. Moreover, pessimists often overlook the adaptability of markets and human ingenuity. While it's easy to extrapolate present trends into bleak futures, history demonstrates the resilience of economies and societies in overcoming challenges. The slow march of progress may be imperceptible, but setbacks are glaringly evident, reinforcing pessimistic narratives. In essence, the allure of pessimism lies in its ability to narrow expectations, minimizing the gap between anticipated outcomes and reality. Paradoxically, embracing a pessimistic outlook may pave the way for pleasant surprises, an ironic twist that underscores the complexity of human psychology. In the realm of investing, navigating the interplay between optimism and pessimism is essential. Success demands acknowledging volatility and loss amid the backdrop of growth, a lesson exemplified by Stephen Hawking's resilient optimism despite overwhelming adversity. Ultimately, while pessimism may hold a seductive appeal, it's optimism that offers a beacon of hope amidst uncertainty, a reminder that despite challenges, the future remains unwritten, with boundless potential for progress and transformation. Chapter 18: Perception and Reality. Imagine an extraterrestrial visitor dispatched to Earth with a peculiar mission to observe and analyze our economy. Circling above New York City, he witnesses the bustling activity of New Year's Eve 2007 in Times Square, characterized by a sea of jubilant revelers and a vibrant display of lights, billboards, and fireworks. Fast forward to New Year's Eve 2009, and the scene appears strikingly similar, with the same exuberant crowd and dazzling spectacle. From his vantage point, the alien observes little apparent change in the physical landscape of the city. The same bustling streets, office buildings, and factories remain, connected by familiar highways and dotted with universities producing identical degrees and groundbreaking ideas. Yet, there are subtle advancements in technology, evidenced by the widespread adoption of smartphones and improvements in medicine, energy, and communication. However, when the alien delves into the economic data, he is stunned by the stark contrast between perception and reality. U.S. households are now $16 trillion poorer, unemployment has surged by 10 million, and the stock market has plummeted by half. Despite possessing the same resources, knowledge, and infrastructure, the economy has been dealt a devastating blow. The alien is perplexed. How could this be? What changed between 2007 and 2009? The answer lies not in tangible factors, but in the narratives we construct about the economy. In 2007, we embraced a story of stability, prudence, and optimism, believing in perpetual growth and prosperity. By 2009, this narrative had unraveled, replaced by doubt, fear, and uncertainty. The power of storytelling, it turns out, is the most potent force driving economic outcomes. Our beliefs shape our actions, influencing everything from consumer spending to investment decisions. When the narrative of endless growth is shattered, the repercussions reverberate throughout the economy, triggering a downward spiral of contraction and hardship. This phenomenon extends beyond the macroeconomic level to the realm of personal finance. Human psychology predisposes us to believe in stories that align with our desires and aspirations, leading to the propagation of appealing fictions. Whether it's clinging to investment advice or embracing folk remedies, our susceptibility to compelling narratives can have profound consequences. Moreover, our tendency to seek control and certainty in an uncertain world fuels the demand for forecasts and predictions, despite their dubious accuracy. We crave the illusion of control, even when faced with the inherent unpredictability of financial markets and complex systems. In reality, our understanding of the world is limited, shaped by our unique perspectives and experiences. We construct narratives to make sense of the unknown, often overlooking the role of chance, luck, and external factors beyond our control. As we navigate the complexities of finance and economics, we must acknowledge the limitations of our knowledge and the power of storytelling. By embracing humility and skepticism, we can guard against the allure of appealing fictions and make more informed decisions grounded in reality. After all, the most compelling stories may not always reflect the truth. Chapter 19: Consolidating Insights. Welcome back. Congratulations on staying engaged. Now, let's recap and distill some key takeaways from our financial journey so far. Firstly, Let's delve into a cautionary tale about the perils of unsolicited advice. Consider the unfortunate case of Clarence Hughes, who underwent a dental procedure in 1931 that tragically ended his life. His story underscores the importance of respecting individual autonomy in decision-making, whether in medicine or finance. Historically, the medical profession operated under the assumption that doctors knew best, with patient consent often taking a back seat. However, a paradigm shift occurred over the past 5 decades, emphasizing patient-centered care and shared decision-making. Similarly, financial advice should be tailored to individual circumstances, acknowledging diverse goals and preferences. Financial advisors, like doctors, possess expertise and insights, but they must recognize the nuances of each client's situation. Universal truths exist in managing finances, yet personal values and priorities shape how these principles are applied. Hence, humility and empathy are crucial in guiding others towards sound financial decisions. Here are some succinct recommendations to enhance your financial acumen. 1. Embrace humility in success and compassion in failure, recognizing the complexity of the world and the role of luck and risk. 2. Cultivate long-term thinking, as time is a potent catalyst for investment growth and mitigating mistakes. 3. Accept that setbacks are inevitable and focus on the overall performance of your portfolio rather than individual investments. 4. Prioritize control over your time, as it yields the highest dividends in terms of happiness and fulfillment. 5. Practice kindness and modesty, as genuine connections outweigh material possessions in earning respect and admiration. 6. Save diligently, not just for specific goals, but also as a buffer against life's uncertainties. 7. Acknowledge the hidden costs of success, including uncertainty and regret, and be prepared to navigate them. 8. Maintain a margin of safety in your financial decisions, guarding against extreme risks that could jeopardize your future. 9. Define your own financial game plan, aligning actions with your unique aspirations and values. 10. Embrace diversity of opinion in finance, recognizing that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to wealth management. Ultimately, successful financial management is about finding what works best for you. It's a journey marked by self-awareness, adaptability, and continuous learning. Now, let me share what guides me on this path. In Chapter 20, Sandy Gottesman, a billionaire investor and founder of consulting group First Manhattan, is known for posing a single question during interviews for his investment team. What do you own, and why? This simple yet profound query delves into the essence of personal investment philosophy. Gottesman is interested in candidates' actual investment choices rather than hypothetical scenarios or market predictions. He believes that actions speak louder than words, revealing a significant disconnect between what people advise and what they practice themselves. Gottesman's question sheds light on a pervasive phenomenon. Many U.S. mutual fund managers, despite managing funds for others, don't invest their own money in them. This discrepancy extends beyond finance. Ken Murray's essay, How Doctors Die, illustrates how physicians often opt for different end-of-life treatments than those they recommend for patients, showcasing the complexity of human decision-making, especially in emotionally charged situations. The crux of the matter lies in personal values and priorities. Financial decisions aren't solely about maximizing returns, but also about aligning actions with individual comfort and peace of mind. Each person's circumstances and aspirations differ, necessitating a tailored approach to financial planning. What works for one may not work for another, emphasizing the importance of finding one's own path. For Gottesman, independence is the cornerstone of financial goals. Drawing from personal experience, he underscores the significance of living below one's means and maintaining a high savings rate to achieve autonomy. This approach, instilled by his parents' frugality, prioritizes financial stability over material indulgence. Despite societal pressures to keep up with the Joneses, Gottesman and his wife have consciously kept their lifestyle modest, allowing them to continuously bolster their savings. Their focus on independence outweighs fleeting desires for material possessions, exemplifying a deliberate rejection of the consumerist treadmill. Their unconventional decisions, such as owning their house outright and maintaining a significant cash reserve, defy conventional financial wisdom but align with their overarching goal of security and flexibility. Gottesman's investment strategy has evolved from individual stock picking to low-cost index funds, reflecting a shift towards simplicity and long-term stability. He acknowledges the allure of active investing, but champions a pragmatic approach rooted in probability and consistency. By prioritizing savings and patience over market timing or sector selection, he aims to safeguard against unforeseen challenges and optimize for peace of mind. Ultimately, Gottesman's philosophy revolves around mastering the psychology of money and prioritizing independence. While his approach may not resonate with everyone, it exemplifies the deeply personal nature of financial decision-making. In a world of endless possibilities and varying priorities, there is no singular path to financial success, only the pursuit of what brings fulfillment and security to each individual. The summary outlines the evolution of the U.S. consumer mindset from the post-World War II era to the present day, focusing on economic shifts, cultural changes, and their psychological impacts. It details how the trajectory of the American consumer mentality has been shaped by historical events, economic policies, and societal norms. Here's a breakdown of the key points. 1. Post-World War II uncertainty, 1945. The end of World War II brought uncertainty about the economy's future. Returning soldiers faced a severe housing shortage, a shift from wartime jobs to civilian employment, and concerns about a potential depression. 2. Low interest rates and consumerism. To stimulate the economy after the war, policymakers kept interest rates low, encouraging consumer spending. The GI Bill facilitated home ownership, while the loosening of Depression-era regulations led to the rise of consumer debt. 3. Pent-up demand and economic boom. The post-war period witnessed pent-up demand for goods and services, driving economic growth. Productivity gains from wartime innovations fueled a surge in consumption, leading to the creation of jobs and rising incomes. 4. Rise of inequality, 1970s onwards. Economic shifts in the 1970s marked the beginning of rising income inequality as economic gains became concentrated among the top earners. This contrasted with the post-war era's emphasis on shared prosperity and equal lifestyles. 5. Cultural shifts in consumer expectations. Despite economic changes, cultural expectations remained rooted in the post-war era's ideals of equality and lifestyle parity. However, the reality of growing inequality led to a mismatch between expectations and economic outcomes. 6. Debt and financial crisis, 2008. Easy access to credit and rising debt levels masked underlying economic challenges. The 2008 financial crisis exposed the fragility of this debt-fueled growth model, leading to a reckoning with consumer expectations and financial realities. 7. Contemporary challenges and political responses. The aftermath of the financial crisis saw political movements like the Tea Party and Occupy Wall Street emerge, reflecting widespread discontent with the status quo. Inequality, stagnant wages, and economic insecurity fueled these movements. 8. Impact of technology and media. The internet and social media platforms heightened awareness of socioeconomic disparities, intensifying societal discontent and amplifying calls for change. 9. Future prospects and expectations. Despite cyclical economic trends, the legacy of past expectations continues to shape consumer behavior and political discourse. The gap between expectations and reality remains a central theme in understanding contemporary consumer psychology. In essence, the summary offers insights into how historical economic and cultural factors have influenced the U.S. consumer mindset, underscoring the complex interplay between expectations, realities, and societal change.